All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about a challenge that pretty much every top-producing commercial real estate broker knows all too well. It's that feeling of being completely trapped by your own success. I mean, you're pulling in massive GCI, but you're also the most exhausted person in your own company. So, how do you break that cycle? That's what we're digging into today. I mean, this quote it nails it, right? It perfectly reframes your greatest strength, that huge income, as your biggest limitation. It's a golden cage. Because to keep earning, you can never stop. Because the moment you are the system, well, that system has a hard ceiling. And that ceiling is you.
This feeling, it's not some personal failure. It's a totally predictable stage in the game. It's the natural ceiling you slam into when your individual talent just completely outpaces your business's structure. We've got a name for it, the broker's golden cage.
So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, you've got two models here. Over on the left, you have the hero broker. It's all about personal heroics, right? But it always leads to chaos, burnout, and you becoming the bottleneck for everything. And on the right, you've got the coordinated advisory platform, a business that's actually built for structure, for durability, and for scale. So be honest with yourself for a second. Which one of these sounds a little too familiar? And look, being that bottleneck, it's not just a feeling of being stressed out. It has a real, tangible cost. There's an invisible tax you're paying on your business, your time, and your sanity. And we're going to call it what it is, the fragility tax. Okay, so what is this tax exactly? It's the hidden cost you pay for being the hero. Think about it. Every single time a team member is just stuck waiting for your sign-off, or a client says, nope, I only talk to you, or a critical process exists only in your head, guess what? You're paying that tax. It's the force that keeps you trapped working in the business instead of on it. So how do you stop paying it? Well, it takes a pretty big shift in how you think. A total philosophical change, really. You have to move from just building a practice to architecting a real firm. And that is the Platform First Blueprint. And this quote, man, this is the core of that mindset shift. See, if clients are buying you personally, your business is fragile. It's built on sand. But if they're buying a reliable, documented, repeatable process that gets them results every single time, now your business is a durable asset. The hero can get sick or go on vacation or burn out. The platform just keeps running. So, okay, what are the actual design principles here? How do you build this thing? First, you break your income ceiling with structure, not just by working harder. Second, you build a team that can execute flawlessly without you having to intervene all the time. And third, and this one is huge, you embrace what's called earned growth. This means you stop hiring out of panic or stress. Hiring becomes a strategic investment you make only when the business has truly earned that expansion. Okay, sounds good in theory, right? But how do you actually build it? The answer is a real structured operating system. We'll call it a Team OS. And it's built on 6 key pillars that help you architect a firm that can actually scale. So here they are, the 6 pillars. This is the high-level architecture. It's a complete system, covering everything from your core strategy and your financials, all the way to how you handle talent and build repeatable operations. The whole point is that each of these pillars works together to systematically remove you as the single point of failure. And this isn't just theory. We're going to zoom in on a couple of really practical tools from this system to show you exactly how this works. All right, let's zoom in on Pillar 2, financial management, because let's be real, if you don't get the money right, nothing else matters. And it all starts with this number, 4. Here's the rule. Every single dollar you spend on talent, every salary, every expense, it's not just an expense, it's an investment. And that investment has to deliver a 4x return, either by freeing up your time or by directly driving GCI. No exceptions. But wait, to get that 4x ROI, you first have to know what you're really spending. We're not just talking about salary here. We're talking about the fully loaded cost. And that includes everything: payroll taxes, benefits, the software they need, even the cost of your time to manage them. Once you know this number, hiring stops being an emotional guess and starts being a calculated strategic move. Okay, let's jump over to the strategy pillar. This is a super powerful tool for getting yourself out of the way. It's called a decision rights matrix. It looks simple, but it's a game changer. You spell out in black and white what your team can just decide on their own, what they need to consult you on, and what has to be escalated. This pushes decision-making down and frees you up from being pulled into every little thing. And that's the theme, right? You're always trying to replace random heroics with a predictable, reliable system. All right, what about performance? How do you know if people are actually doing the job? This is how you stop managing based on vibe or how busy someone looks and start managing based on cold, hard data. Every single role gets a simple scorecard with 3 to 5 key metrics. All of a sudden, performance isn't a personality contest, it's a math problem. You stop asking, so are you busy? And you start asking, did we hit the number this week? Okay, so let's say you do all this. You built the pillars, you put the systems in place, you're feeling good about it. But how do you really know if it's working? What's the ultimate proof that you've actually pulled this off? Well, here it is. This is the real endgame. The true measure of your business isn't how well it performs when you're in the office, it's how well it performs when you're not, when you're completely invisible and unreachable. Can you take a 2-week vacation, actually unplug, and come back to a firm that is not just surviving but is stronger and more profitable? If the answer is yes, then you've done it. You've built a platform. You know, when you boil it all down, it really comes to this one final question. And I really want you to think about this. Are you building a real asset, something you could actually sell one day, something that has value completely separate from you? Or have you just built yourself a really, really high-paying job that you can never, ever quit? The choice is yours. The architecture is yours to build.